Hey guys, what's up? So today we're going to be looking at January 2019, paper 2, number 8. So guys, it says complete the table below for the function f of x is equal to 3 plus 2x minus x squared. So this is actually not bad, guys. This is kind of easy. All we need to do, guys, is put the numbers, right? These are the numbers here that are blank, minus 2 and positive 2. And we need to put those numbers where the x is in order to find x. Do you understand what I'm trying to say here, guys? I hope you guys are understanding. So it's pretty simple, guys. Let's just rub out these for a second and kind of work it out now. So, so for the first one, guys, let's just call this f of minus 2. We're going to end up with 3, 3 plus 2 times minus 2. Hold on, let me make sure that's a 3. 3 plus 2 times minus 2 plus minus 2 squared, which is going to be 4, right? So let's put it in a bracket. Let's just put negative 2 all squared, right? Cool, so this is it. So guys, this is actually pretty simple now. It's pretty easy. All I have to do to work out that value is 3. I'm going to have a minus 4 here. Minus 2 times 2 is minus 4. And then negative 2 squared is going to be plus 4. So I'm going to end up with, sorry, plus 4. So I'm going to end up with this being equal to 3. So the value that needs to go here is 3. So it's very simple. These questions are very simple. All you have to do is put the numbers inside so that you can plot the graph. Now let's do the next one, guys. We need to do f of 2 now. Yeah, we need to do f of 2 now. And this is pretty simple, guys. So f of 2 would be much easier. We're going to get 3 plus 2 times 2, right? Plus 2 squared. Move this down just a little bit. Plus 2 squared. So this one is going to be a little different now, guys. We're going to end up with the value being pretty large. In this case, you're going to get 3 plus 2. Oh, wow. Hold on. I think I made a mistake. I think I made a mistake here, guys. Okay, so 2 times 2 is 4, right? And we're going to end up with minus, we have to square it first. So we're going to get minus 4 there. So the answer for this one is actually 3. I think I made a small mistake, guys. All right, so let me fix the one on the left, guys. The one on the left, guys, it's supposed to be, there's a minus right here in the center. So let me just fix that. There should be a minus. Let me just, so sorry about that, guys. Let me just correct that one. There should be a minus right here. And this should be equal to 3 plus, well, 3 minus 4. And then I should have minus 4 again because you need to square first. You have to do the exponent first. So negative 2 times negative 2 is positive 4, but I'm still supposed to be subtracting that. So the answer for this one is actually negative 5, and the other one is negative 3, is positive 3. So I actually need to change this now. Sorry about that, guys. It's a simple question though. You just need to put in the values, but I put it in incorrectly. Sorry about that. This is still correct. So this is the correct amount. And we're going to put 3 here. Cool. So guys, it's a simple question. Don't let what I just did mix you up. It's a very easy question. You just need to substitute the values inside the equation and you'll get them, right? All right, cool. So let's keep these values nearby because we're gonna need them for the next part now. The next part of the question, guys, shows us a huge graph, right? And the graph has all of the points that were mentioned. Cool. All of the points. So we kind of need to add to this graph now for the points that we got. So let's look at negative 2. Negative 2 should be on minus 5. So that's actually, let me make it still pink. Yeah, let me put an X. That's actually, oh, boy, let's zoom out this a bit. Oh, all right, that's actually way down here on the graph, guys. Way down to the bottom here. So -2 is right here, and -5 is right here. So this point that I just put here, that's actually that part of the graph, and then the other one is actually 2 to 3. So 2 to 3, that one is right here. Cool. But the other one is 2 to -5, -5, all the way down here. So let's just rub out these for a second, guys. And let's look at the graph now. Because we know the values for the graph, we should have finished the table. And the values for the graph should give us what you're seeing here. So I'm actually going to draw this graph now, guys. Just sketch it like a rough sketch. I'm not going to do anything other than a sketch, right? And this is how the graph should look when you finish with all the points, right? So there's one point here, 4 to -5. Yeah, I think that one is down here. Yeah, so I need to go all the way down here. So this graph is gonna look like this. Cool. So this is how it's supposed to look. And the maximum point, guys, for the graph is going to be right here. So that's going to be pretty easy to spot out. So the maximum point is 1 on the x-axis and 4 on the y-axis, right? So this is pretty simple, guys. You just need to use the values here that you had here to complete and draw the graph here. And that's very simple, right? Very simple. And let's go down now. We need a couple more stuff. It says here, find the values of the maximum point of f of x. Guys, it's pretty simple. Let me just zoom out and go back to the graph. The maximum point is right here. Let me rub it out. It's right here at the top where you see 1 on the x-axis and 4 on the y-axis. So it's going to be 1. The maximum point is going to be, scroll in, it's going to be 1. It's kind of too big. 1, comma 4 is the maximum point. Right, so 1 comma 4 is the maximum point. And it says the range of values of x for which f of x is equal to 0. This is kind of easy too. Yes, so what we need to do now, guys, for this point where it says the range of values for x for which f of x is greater than 0, we can clearly see from the graph, guys, that if you look at these 2 points, the ones that cut the x-axis here, 3 and -1, those are the values. Like, it goes up and over here, but between -1 for x and 3 for x, everything is below that line. So that's the only point. It has to be between -1 and 3. So for this question, the one down here, it says what are the range of values for x for which f of x is greater than 0. For this one, guys, it would have to be between -1 would be less than or equal to x, would be greater than 3. This is the range, right? So anything between -1 and 3, it's gonna be higher, right, than f of x. F of x is gonna be greater than 0 for these values of x. Cool. So that's what they're asking for. And let me kind of zoom out on the graph just a bit to show you guys what it's saying here. Go back. Okay, so see it here, guys. This is the maximum, and remember they draw an arc. You draw an arc for this, like here. So this is the arc, and remember, guys, anything below this would be considered not correct, right? You need everything that is positive for the function. So everything that is positive is between -1 and +3, and that's correct. All right, guys. So that was pretty simple for that part. The next one says the gradient of f of x at x is equal to 1. Guys, this is also pretty easy because At x is equal to 1, let me just try it again. Well, that kind of lead. Let me try it properly. Okay, so at x is equal to 1, which is right here, if you look here, guys, if you look carefully, they're asking for the gradient at that point, but the gradient at that point where the tangent is just, there's no gradient. So the gradient is equal to 0 right there. So all we're going to do, guys, is say that the gradient is equal to 0 because the curve is not going upward or downward at that point. So I'm going to put here the gradient is equal to 0, equal to 0, because the curve is not going upward or downward at that point. Cool? All right. Okay, so that's pretty cool. So guys, we'll have a linear programming question down towards the end. These are pretty easy if you know what you're doing. So let's look at it carefully. It says Mr. Thomas makes X bottles of juice and Y cakes each day. To supply his customers, he makes at least 20 bottles of juice and no more than 15 cakes a day. Write two inequalities to represent this information. Right? So he says at least 20 bottles of juice. So let's call juice J, and it has to be either 20 or more. So I would say 20 has to be greater than or equal to J for the juices. And then for the next one, no, he says no more than 15 cakes each day. No more than 15. So for this one, no, it's going to be less than or equal to, and I'm going to use C for cake. So J for juice and C for cake. So these are the inequalities, and that's pretty much just what you need. Don't think you need anything else, right? Yep. All right. And it says each day, Mr. Thomas uses $163 to make bottles of juice and the cakes. The cost to make a bottle of juice is $3.5, while the cost to make a cake is 5.25. Write an inequality to represent this information. Okay. So this isn't too bad either. We're going to say, all right, so we're going to say 3.5 J plus 5.25 C must be less than or equal to 163. Well, it should be less than or equal to. It can't go past the $163, right? So less than or equal to 163. All right. And then, so that's actually pretty easy, these questions, these inequalities. And then the last one now says, show on any given day that it's not possible for Mr. Thomas to make 50 bottles of juice and 12 cakes. So that's actually pretty simple. So now we need to put 50 right there. We're going to end up with 3.5 times 50 plus 5.25 times 12. So we need to use our calculators for this now. I would advise you use a calculator. Don't use your head for this one. In paper 2, you do have a calculator, so I'm going to ask you to use it. And in this case, you're going to get 3.5 times 50, which is 175. And then let's put that down there though. 175. 175 is already above 163, so it's kind of really obvious. And the next one now is 5.25 times 12. And that one is 63. So 175 plus 63. So this is definitely greater than 163. So since it's greater than 163, therefore it is not possible. It is not possible to make 50 juice. It's not possible to make 50 juices. The biggest problem is the 50 juices. Maybe if they had done 30 juices, it would have better off, but too many juices has gone over the 163. All right. So, yes, so this is not possible. Not possible. And let's just clear the screen. So 175 plus 63, 175 plus 63, this is 238, right? So I would say he would need 238. He would need $238. Therefore, it is not possible. That looks neater and that looks much more presentable. All right, guys, that's January 2019. Number 8. I'll see you in number 9 and stay safe and God bless. And remember to do your best and God will do the rest.